Hey, 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 hey. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Nearly there, nearly there. Bum bum. Hello, good evening. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you today, guys? I have a picture of the day. Ooh, it's an unreal one. Wow, there was a lot of light in this picture. That's for sure. There was a lot of light. Okay, so I have a good news and I have a bad news. So the good news is that we are working on something different. And the bad news is that is ALS. ALS has been like good and bad for us, right? ALS is the Advanced Locomotion System, which is a very nice plugin for motion and locomotion. So basically running, dodging, strafing, mantling, jumping, rolling, all of that. And which is actually very good, I think, but it gave us so many problems, over the years, but also allowed us to have a fairly smooth character with nice animations and movement. So good and bad, right? Love and hate. And I cannot stand anymore the bug that we have with the character going to the ground, right? I think it's bad, it looks bad, it's annoying. We have to fix it. And one of the way to fix it is really to upgrade our ALS to a newer version. The problem is that the newer version of ALS for 5.4 is significantly different, which is good and bad, right? So it's good because it means that it's way better, hopefully, but it's bad because it's so different, right? We cannot just upgrade, right? We cannot just say, take my project, right? Upgraded the plugin and it's done. Unfortunately, it's not like this because our code is tightly integrated with ALS, and we made so many modifications. Like we had the swimming, we had the sitting, we added a bunch of stuff, and thank God I didn't add climbing yet. But anyway. And so there are a lot of changes that I did on the animation blueprint, on the actual blueprint, and in the code, on the character blueprint in the code, right? And yeah, and this unfortunately means that now if we want to upgrade, right, we have to port those changes, understand, the complexity behind, see if they still work and such. So but I just want to do it. At least I want to try and see how hard it is. Hopefully it's not impossible, right? Hopefully it's reasonable, and we will actually be able to do it. So that is the plan. Now, how do we execute the plan? Well, At the moment, I'm just collecting, you know, the basic steps to have ALS working in a separate project, the new ALS, right? Working in a separate project, and that I did already. I did it yesterday, and now we have that. I cannot really test if the bug of the character, the glitch on the character is there or not, because actually our code base is kind of different. But I created a new project, right, which is called ALS 5.4, right, which is the project we're going to use. I already recompiled the plugin, so basically these steps at the top are already done. And now what I was doing this part, right? So to add our character to the ALS project, this dummy project. Because I don't even remember why the music is so low, by the way. Volumes are always fucked up in this thing. Why the volume is so low? Anyway, I have to change the music. And the scene. Is my microphone working fine? Let me just disconnect it a second. Because sometimes my microphone goes a bit crazy. I don't know, because I hear some bump. I mean, I see some bumps in the waveform. Okay, so this is our ALS thingy. Yeah, and this is the map, right? This is the starter map. You may have seen this already from the past, but this is basically the ALS demo level, right? Where you have your character, which is this guy, and you have a bunch of NPC that are actually doing stuff using different overlays, right? So there is the overlay, for example, for the gun, like this one, the overlay for the barrel, the overlay for the box, right? And they are pretty much all looking at you, so it's a bit kind of a scary experience because they are all running around you, right? And all the noise that you hear is basically all their steps, right? When they move. But anyway, you can go far away and they don't follow you. And here is the demo, you know, just to see how the mantle works, right? So at different heights, just to see, yeah, you know, if it mantles that way or mantles this way, right? Okay, so this is basically the fundamental. These are the fundamental capabilities, right, of ALS, right? And so what I was trying to do now, because I did it last time, I did it a long time ago. I was trying to remember exactly how we integrated, right, this into ALS. And I think we went through a number of steps. First of all, we imported our character with our skeleton, but then we had to retarget, I think, our skeleton on the ALS. And I have this file, which is actually fairly old because is what, 2020, so 4 years ago, right? 4 years ago, where we did something similar because we had to upgrade from ALS 4. Probably was 4.1 or something to ALS 4.9, right? So in this upgrade, we did something similar. Now I think that the change that we are going through now is even more dramatic, right? There is even more to it. Hello, Hula. Hi, good evening. So the change here, I think, is even more dramatic, and unfortunately, we don't explain much here. I mean, we can watch the video because the video is there, is on YouTube, right? So we can find again, you know, exactly what I did, exactly that day where we did it. Hopefully, we did it on stream. At least part of it we did it on stream. But I don't know exactly how did we retarget. Because I think it's kind of this list, right? Reimport all the meshes, reimport the main skeleton, add virtual bones for ALS, right? So I think that this is retarget ALS v4 to our skeleton. So the addition of the virtual bones, I don't know if it's still the case, but I think it should be. So we had another file which was before that. Which I think it was this one. Right, where here we had all the virtual bones. Now I have to check if the new ALS has the same set of virtual bones, right? So there are some sockets. So basically we have to check if this list, right, still matches with this list. In theory it should, but for example, I see the VB curves is missing. It's kind of strange. Let me see if we have it on the wiki, because I remember that we had no. It's kind of strange though, because I remember that we had I didn't put it here. No, I think it's not here. I think it's not here. There was an ALS CPP wiki, but that we built a long time ago. I think it's gone. I think that one is probably being deleted. I don't think it's this wiki. I don't think it's this wiki. Strange that I don't have a bookmark to that. I don't have a bookmark to that. Strange. I don't remember where the hell was that. I mean, because it could help me, because I think we listed, right, all the bones. I may even have it on the... Come on. Bro, can I search, please? Please, please. Let me search like a normal page, please. Okay.
and gentlemen, ladies, in today's video we're going to be learning two desks. Nobody knows what. Take a look, tutor.
This tutorial is kind of new, so that's good. Maybe.
What you're gonna want to do this together. So here we have SK4 to Manning 5. But what we want to do is change this around to be our G8 rig, which comes with your DAS plugin, and our DAS character. Initially, when we do this, our DAS character will be facing the wrong way, so what we need to do is we just need to create a new pose. You can call it whatever you want. I'm just going to leave it to the default. And then we're going to go into edit mode, and we are going to, basically all we need to do is adjust the orientation of this character. So you need to carefully select all of the bones. I believe if you click the root bone, that should, everything seems okay here. So once you're done rotating to the same...
Let me just see what this guy is doing, because we need kind of a similar thing, right? The difference is that we need to add all the...
Now you can test your animation to see if it worked okay. Oh, by the way, sorry, one important thing. If you are unable to rotate your character, make sure the phone's turned on. So under the asset browser, a jog forward animation, and it works. Basically, it works. Okay, so now we basically have our retargeter. We can go ahead and save that and close that. There we go. That's the one, retarget with Manny 2. Now this is handy because it'll also retarget any Unreal Engine 4 animation to your character. The retarget our advanced locomotion, which are UE4 animations. And so what we will do, for example, walk forward one. I'm just going to right click on that, retarget animation. Yeah, actually I'm going to show you one thing. Duplicate and retarget. We'll do that in just a sec. Let's find the one we just made. I believe it was this one here. And that is already configured with our default source, our default target, so we can just retarget. And now you can see we have our retargeted animation, and it should be looking pretty good. Now there's one other rather important thing to do so that your animations don't look too wonky, and I'm going to show you how they're going to look if you don't do this first. So they will look something like this. As you can see, there is some weirdness going on with the torso in particular. See how this one's bouncing up and down? Right? And this one's just stiff. This is skeletal mesh, skeleton tree. And change the hip to animation. And you can see that it's not just do in live real time. So here is with the look, our motion.
This guy is not adding... Wait, is adding it now?
And then options. Oh, by the way, so I can show you.
Where did he get the VB curves, right?
Also bouncing. The hip is bouncing up and down. It's not just staying static. So
Is that retargeted? It gave him the VB curves, the VB ends, and everything, or what?
In case you didn't see it. So here is with the hip with animation as the type. Oh, by the way, in case you don't see that right, change that. Should immediately update. On the ground. I'm going to check that really quickly, but yeah, I haven't quite figured this out. If anybody is watching, maybe if this doesn't work, and if anybody's watching knows how to do this, let me know. Try that. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't think it quite did the trick. You can see, yeah, that the foot IK is not quite right there. Seems to be like hovered this little IK ball. Been able to figure unignorable like this. Great. See. Anyway, I'm issue I
don't understand too much. So, was the original character that this guy had already with a skeleton, or it was just the basic mesh that then... I guess I missed maybe a bit of the beginning. No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say if it's completely new or Maybe mention it in voice.
You can open that up and you'll okay that. What I want to do is change this around. Our G8 rig, which comes with your DAZ plugin, and our DAZ character.
Okay, yes, it's the G. So is the DAZ. This is a DAZ character, so it's made in DAZ. And so yeah, I think it will have a different skeleton, or potentially it's a skeleton that is compatible somehow with Unreal, right? But definitely will have a different. You will have a different skeleton. So okay. So what I'm a bit surprised is probably the retargeting is already adding all the missing bones and IK. This is what is a bit weird, right? Because you see, okay, here we see it very well. So does well, there is already the retargeted skeleton. The retargeted for the skeleton. U4 to U5. Because here it doesn't have all the additional bones and IKs, right? We have in the...
Make sure everything seems okay. Source as your source. Do the same orientation as your source. You can go ahead and cancel edit mode or finish edit mode. And now you can test your animation to see if it worked okay. Oh, by the way, if you are turned on, rotate browser a jog forward animation.
But definitely is a different skeleton, right? Because you see all the facial... Hello, Funner. Still winning, eh? Oh my god. You're lucky man. I mean, maybe DAZ already comes with, you know, the wall. The problem I don't understand is this guy, okay, is retargeting the animations to this character, but then can he use ALS fully with this character? Probably the answer is yes, right? Is he showing it at the end or not? No, he's not showing it. He's just doing a bunch of tweaks and it's just doing a bunch of tweaks. ALS mannequin skeleton. I would like to see the skeleton of the retargeted character, right? This is what... Yeah, exactly. Dark Queen, right? This Dark Queen is the other skeleton. And my question is, where is getting, for example, the VB curves, right? Or where is getting all the other stuff that, because I remember that I had to add it manually myself to the skeleton to actually have it properly working. Otherwise it was not, otherwise the ALS animation was not working at all, right? I think that this is not really a proper tutorial. I remember seeing this, but it is very old. It is very old because it is before the... It is before the rework. Ah, this guy is doing it directly in the same BP. So he's not changing the Huh. So it's basically this. What this guy is doing is basically using the same ALS blueprint and everything, right? And he's just plugging on top his own meshes, pretty much, right? This is what he's doing. It's not a bad idea.
Just launched their new sample project, which is the game animation sample. There is a lot of animation in this sample. You can find how to use motion matching. And today we will see how to use this project for our own character. So we'll use our bunny character that we use in...
Yeah, that's something that we will do probably in the future. It doesn't explain how, though.
Hi guys, so let's get the advanced look and copy your character there. I create a new folder and I go to ALS and select ALC in MVP for retargeting. I select my character as the target and click the standard mannequin.
Basically, this node that is called retarget pose from mesh, right, is something that we didn't exist probably when we did the work of retargeting. And but it is pretty amazing. So basically it's doing the retargeting on the fly. Wow. I mean, this is very different from what we did, right? I mean, this is super simple in theory, right? Now we have complexity because our character is made of multiple pieces. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not that easy for sure, but this retarget pose from mesh seems to be very, very, very interesting. The only thing that we don't know is that if this is having a cost, you know, at runtime for the retargeting. I don't know if I want to do it this way though, but it's very interesting. So it's basically keeping an invisible mesh just to have the retargeting work, and then it's using this new node, which is pretty cool, by the way. I mean, it's very nice. I totally don't remember how we did it the first time, and so I'm a bit confused now of what I should do, because I don't remember even where did I put my, because we did quite some work on this, right? And okay, I have it on the videos because we recorded pretty much all of it, well, most of it. But in my notes, right, which are these ones, there is this add virtual bones for ALS, right? Retarget ALS V4 2-hour scale. So basically, but because those bones do not exist, right, in my skeleton. Correct. So this is my skeleton, right? And my skeleton does not have the VB curve and all the, well, I don't know how much is missing because this has been evolved through the years, right? So it may be different now what it was like 4 years ago, because the last time we did it was 4 years ago, right? But here are the two, I mean, if you compare the two skeletons, right? Okay, this is just the camera on the left or right shoulder, so this one we don't really care, right? Let me try to do this 1 second. Yeah, you see that the IK foot, yeah, you see that there are, so the basic is exactly the same, right? The basic is the same, but what we are missing these nodes. which are virtual bones that actually are used, right? And so in our explanation, but this does not exist anymore. LHSIK endgun, right? It does. It does. VB LHS IK handgun, right? And you see that this is, now it has a different name to what it was, right? I don't understand why we don't have in this list we don't have VB because it was called curves. Okay. So we just have a VB in front of everything, but pretty much it's the same set of names. Yeah, exactly. It's the same names, just with VB in front. So these curves is VB curves, right? And this LHS IK handgun, okay, is this guy. And LHS IK and R is this guy. And RHS, okay. So this one. Then you have the IK foot, L offset, L target, R offset, R target, okay. Then we have a knee target, a knee offset, knee target L, knee target R. And then the foot target R, yeah, they are exactly identical. Okay, it's the same list pretty much. So 4 years went through, but it's exactly the same list. And in theory, we already have all these virtual bones. Yeah, but I think this one is the list of instructions that I ended up with, right? In the schedule retarget manager, be sure to set the pose to the one with whatever. Why the shift is not working anymore? And because I'm using a brush and not a pen. Yeah, could be. Yeah, exactly. Then we did this as well. All this is not needed anymore, I think. This was the other problem, I remember now. That there was a bunch of, the character, the ALS character is a bunch of variables. Is a bunch of variables that are set. On the actual character. I think they were on the mesh, or I don't remember. They were a bunch of variables with curves and other stuff here on the right side, right? I don't see it at the moment, but what he's saying here is open character BP and added the variables land roll, get up, mantle, and copied all the values from ALS character BP. There it is. There it is, all of this. Because the system is expecting all these variables to actually exist on your character, right? On the character that is associated to ALS. So yeah, I think this list pretty much is still valid. Open character BP, override functions, get up animation, get mantle asset, get roll animation, copy the graphs of these functions. Okay, so I have to be a bit careful because I don't want to break the existing, but we are in a separate project, but still I don't want to break. So what what I have to understand, and I'm a bit confused by it at the moment, is if we are retargeting all ALS animations on our character by creating, but I would say yes. Yes, right? Yes. So now that we imported our guy, I don't remember if I retarget our guy to Unreal Engine, to the Unreal Engine mannequin, and then from the Unreal Engine mannequin to ALS, or I did it direct. No, I think I did it direct. Because our skeleton is already compatible. I just would like to do a test without creating the bones and see what happens, right? Without creating the bones. So in the new way of doing things, right, you need to create a retarget asset. I don't remember if you can do it directly from here, but probably not. Or if you do it on the on this. You can select the pose. This I think was not present in the past. I would like to see if I had here is where I had it. This is where I had the. This is where I had the explanation. Yeah, exactly. Here is where we have all the. Now, in the new, they are a bit different, right? You know what I want to do? I think I want to create quickly a new page and. We only have this for advanced locomotion, huh? I think I will add quickly a new page because I want to take some notes and in the image are not the best. Let me do this. Because these ones are pretty much identical with the difference that they just have this VB in front, right? But they are really identical. Also because ALS on that side didn't really change, so. So LS, IK foot L offset foot lead target, K foot L offset foot lead target, foot target, and curves. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the same, right? It's exactly the same. Now the difference is that the new ALS has this VB at the front, but which we may add, right? So it's not a big deal. So basically. They are all VB, right? They are all VB. I will copy paste. That is why I'm putting here in text, so I don't have to go crazy with the names, right? We can just copy paste it. Oops. Right? So it will be like this. So if we so the point of creating the virtual bones on our skeleton is and I don't even know if I have to do this, I don't remember, but the point would be to keep that open, right? To keep this open and say source and L, right? This one, source and L. So you do add virtual bone and then you pick a target, and the target is IK and gun, right? And the name Ah, okay, the name is created automatically. No, the name, for whatever reason... Ah, VB is the... Ah, okay, then, okay. The name is not the name, though. So it seems that the name were not set properly. Yeah, but this way is identical now, right? So then you have this. Fuck. I misclicked. I misclicked on root. And R, right? And the name is this. Okay, then you have the same... Okay, I already fucked up. I already fucked up, boys. I did one thing and I already fucked it up. Because this cannot be the right end, right? I know it can't. I know it is actually. So is the left going on the right? Yeah, it is. No, it was correct then. Okay, sorry. I got mixed up by the fact that this was called left, and we had a connection with the right, but it's actually correct. It's actually correct. It's actually correct. By the way, we don't have a gun, but we have to do the same as this to have the two compatible, right? So now the question is, are we going to redo this in our project? In theory not, because we did it already. So our skeleton is already correct with this, right? But I think we will have to re-import the plugin and regenerate all the animations, because potentially they may have changed. So now we are here. I mean, it's so easy to mess it up because the names are all the same, right? They are all similar names, so it's so easy to mess it up. Okay. So in theory now this guy should be identical to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this should be identical to the... Did I close it? Yeah, I closed it for whatever reason. They are 11 here. What? Why they are 11? Hmm? Root VV curves, right? Which is this one. Then the IK is at the bottom, unfortunately, but anyway. And we have 6, right? And then we have 2 and 2. Yeah, no, this so it's the same number actually. Yeah, 11. Okay, good. So now they should be, now this thing should be identical, right? So now, can we remember how to do the retargeting, right? So I think you were creating a retargeting. So there were two objects, right? The IK rig and the IK retargeter. So the IK rig is defined on one skeleton and is basically defining how the skeleton is made of. And then the IK retargeter is using two IK rigs to retarget one to the other, right? If I remember right. So this will be our new IK rig for our cran, right? And I think you have to declare what is the skeleton you are working on, and what was that? What? Didn't you have to select the preview skeletal mesh? Didn't you have to select the... Huh? No, wait a second. Maybe you do it from here. I don't remember. Huh? Wait a second.
Today we're going to real quick under the IK rig, and then we select whatever skeleton we want to.
Yeah, exactly. Why you didn't ask me to select the skeleton? That was a bit weird. I mean, I was expecting him to ask me the skeleton, no? What? It doesn't ask me to select the skeleton. What the fuck? Did they change it recently and so now it's different? Bro, it doesn't ask me the skeleton, so how does he know? What?
The IK rig, and then we select whatever skeleton we want to use this on. We give it a name, which for now, new IK rig.
Okay.
Hi there, this is Reza and welcome to the version you're working with. Let's start with enable and disable. Now we need to this one after. I'm going to can actually easier so on, and next is to view locked and target IK rig setup. What does that mean? That means we need to create. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go into animation and all the way down into retargeting IK rig. Let's name that.
Yeah, it's different in 5.3.
Underscore IK.
It doesn't ask the skeleton.
Rig. Now this window asks for the skeletal mesh. So we already know where the skeletal mesh for Mani is. Remember, we agreed upon Mani simple. So I'm just gonna drag and drop it in here, and there we have Mani simple. Now it talks about.
Okay, so you do it this way. Okay, it was a bit confusing for me because I always did it by selecting the skeleton, and now it doesn't ask you to select the skeleton, but fine. I mean, it's okay. It's just different way. I mean, instead of selecting it before, you select inside the window, which is cool with me. I mean, no issue. Okay. Now, the only problem is that in my case, it will be a partial right, because we only have the torso, right? But it's fine. I mean, we will work with the torso, and here we have all our thing. Now, I see that it's not picking the virtual bones. Okay, probably because the virtual bones are actually not mapped. Did I save this? Yeah, I saved this. This is a bit weird, huh? We don't see the virtual bones. Maybe they are hidden by default or whatever. No? Okay, we don't see the virtual bones. Okay.
Where and how you the T-pose now.
Yeah, the pose is already okay in our case.
Your entire hierarchy with all those are not even. The first way is to go in same name. This is and set.
I think we were doing it automatically.
As I said, unlike map 5. So if you change your mind, Unreal Engine, I'm gonna go bones. This one right here, and nodes are really useful guide. I put the link in the description so you guys can sort of character this time actually source.
Wasn't there an automatic way to do that? Yes, like auto create retargeting chains. Exactly. Easy. Okay, we just need to understand if those are correct though. Spine 1 to spine 3. They look very good actually. Let's assume for a second that this is correct, okay? It seems really identical, which is great. Okay, so I think I want to take note of this though. Do I want to take notes here, or do I want to take note in the page? I think that it's complex enough to keep it in a wiki page. I think in the picture is nice, but you know, it's not easy to search, and so even if it's nice, because usually we use this kind of pictures, but I think it's too annoying. So I will really do it in this wiki page, right, for future reference, because otherwise I cannot search it, right, and any stuff. So I will just type again exactly what we have there. So create new third-person project with C++, because I think it's too complex. I need tables, I need pictures, I need, so I cannot type. Yeah, here you can make a directory if not present. Generate project files, recompile and test ALS, right? So by itself it should work. It should work. Yeah, I can also make a numbered list, which I kind of like here, but it's a bit harder to do it in the right. So this was the yeah, that is kind of a small title. Exactly. Okay, so in here we basically did this. I still have it in text. So this is what we did, right? Okay, then what we did, we added the virtual bones on the crane skeleton, right? As per table below, right? And it's exactly the same in ALS, in the new ALS, right? It's exactly identical. Then we created an IK rig, right? Then we created can this start from the previous bulleted list? No, huh? That would be too nice. So then we created a new IK rig, right? And we have set the preview mesh to the crane torso. Then we clicked on, which I think this is something new for 5.4, auto create retarget chains. Auto create retarget chains, right? And then we did the same for right. So now we have these two things. Then after this, right, then we have the two, we create the bridge between the two, which is the IK retargeter, right? And the IK retargeter, we call it ALS to crane, right? So we create a new I think it's called IK retargeter, right? Create a new retargeter, right? Okay, we create that. Then inside of this, we tell him what is the source, right? And the source is our ALS rig, and the target is our CRAN rig, right? So set source ALS IK rig and target CRAN IK rig, right? So this is what we did. Okay. Now the sides may be different, but I think it's fine. I mean, we don't care about that, right? Is complaining about something. Wait. IK retargeted is a target bone chain left arm that reference an IK goal left hand that is not present in any of the solver of the IK rig's asset. Wait. As a target bone chain, left arm, okay. That reference an IK goal, left and IK. That is not present in any of the solvers. I think he invented these things. So he decided to... Yeah, exactly. It doesn't exist. I mean, he added here something that does not exist. He added here something that does not, at least not with that name, right? We have these ones, right? Which are the... But these are virtual bones. Do you think you can work with the virtual bones? Or... We have an IK and L, IK and R, right? I think are these ones actually. But in the... No, there are no, they are not defined. It doesn't find anything, so I cannot select anything. So these things I think he just invented, right? These I think they were just invented by the automatic chain thingy. Yeah, now in fact he didn't complain. Now he didn't complain anymore. So I had to clear up, right? I don't know if those are needed, but anyway, we don't have them. So at the moment, Okay. But anyway, it's saying that this is now available for retargeting, right? So if we go back to our yeah, then we went to the ALS and MVP, right? To the ALS and MVP. This one. And we select retarget. Right. And we select our retargeter, right? We select our retargeter. So this is basically generating. Now, where is putting all of that? I remember in the old there was a possibility to choose the directory, no? I think there was. I think there was the possibility to actually select the directory, but basically, okay, so what we are doing, let me just take a note while we do it so that, right? Then we find, so this is still called ALS and MVP, right? So this actually didn't change. ALS and MVP, yeah, exactly. And we clicked on retarget animations, right? Then select Animan as source. Now we have to think if we need to do this with our alien male model instead of the CRAN, because the CRAN is already scaled, right? And I don't know if that is going to generate some issues, but we will see. Animate as source and CRAN torso as target, and select RTG ALS to CRAN as retargeter, right? Select all assets and click on export animations, right? So basically this will, I don't know if he asked me the directory. Ah, yes, he's asked me the directory. Okay, nice. So we can put it under plane shift. Is it, well, maybe let's create a subdirectory of plane shift. I cannot, no. Let's get a subdirectory that we will call animations. Okay, just to avoid generating a big mess, because this is going to create a million assets, 154 to be precise. Okay, prefix, suffix, search, replace, we don't care, so include reference asset, yeah. Okay. So basically what he's doing here is, welcome back, Funner. So basically what it's doing here is regenerating all of the animations on our skeleton. Right? And this may take a bit. Now, after this, we are saying select all the animation inside actions and duplicate retarget. These are the ones that are not. These ones are not directly referenced in the ALS and in BP, right? Right. Inside actions. Actions, I don't know. I think it did it, right? Yeah, it did it. It created 150 million things. Now, actions. Select an animation in blah 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 blah, right? In retarget, right? In retarget. Okay, so we do that as well. For some reason these are not. We need to select only the animations. There are montages here. Ay ay ay. Do we have to then recreate all the montages? Oh Jesus, I hope not. I don't remember. I mean, last time we did this was 4 years ago, guys, and it was in a completely different version. Why we see multiple? Ay 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 ay. They look all already created, actually. Yeah. I think this step is not needed anymore because we have them all. I think this step is not needed anymore. Let me see to be sure. So for example, ALS CLF, right? ALS CLF. Did we get an ALS CLF here? Yes, absolutely. ALS CLF. Get up, back. Yeah. So this step is not needed anymore. For whatever reason now we picked all the all the reference assets. So it seems that all of this is already done, right? Then he's saying go to CRAN character BP and change the animation class to ALS and MVP. So this step was, I mean, this is the step that when we are in our project, right, and we want to, but now if I want to do the test here, right, and I want to do the opposite. I want to say, okay, everything that we created is good. I want to see my character inside the ALS demo. So instead of, come on. Yeah, we copied like 150 plus assets. Which, by the way, should be identical to the ones that we already have, you know, but just to be sure, I'm going to redo it. Because the actual animation BP is different, and I want to use the new animation BP. And so I need to retarget on it, otherwise I will have to like manually copy paste stuff, and and I think that's not reasonable. Okay. Okay, so now what I wanted to do. Yeah, so now I want to do the opposite of that. So I want to, I mean, in my ALS, right? But I need a character BP though, right? I need a character BP because otherwise I just switch it with the but that I think is kind of brutal. So I think it's easier if I create a new character BP with my skeleton in it, and I put the new copied ALS and MVP, which is this one, right? Uh-oh, it seems that it's completely fucked. It is. Um, This is not very nice. Ah. Why the torso is in GG position? So does it mean that my I didn't do this. Change the route to be skeleton for translation retargeting. Fuck. I didn't do that. I didn't do this. Open the skeleton. Which skeleton? My skeleton. I didn't do that. My skeleton is this skeleton. Retargeting options. Change route to be skeleton for translation retargeting. Ay, 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 ay. We have to redo it, boys. Probably. I mean, for sure, like this is completely fucked. Can we just test it on one animation instead of retargeting everything again? But even if, you know, the normal animation like this one, right? I think it looks okay. So the actual animation assets are fine. You see? So the actual animations are okay, but the animation blueprint got kind of fucked up. It's doing everything again. It's doing everything again anyway. Even if I select only the anim BP, I selected only the BP, but it's doing all of it again. But the actual animation looks good. Crane is falling. It's falling down. Yup. He didn't learn to fly yet. But maybe he will. Maybe it will. Maybe. It's doing stuff. I was drinking and I choked myself. Okay. Nice. It's still completely fucked up. Okay. Well. It's completely fucked up. Okay. I mean, in this cases, let me do something. Let me just close it and reopen it, because, you know, sometimes Unreal Engine is a bit silly. And it keeps stuff in memory, mainly with this retargeting stuff. I mean, seeing that the animation is correct, but the blueprint is not correct, make me think, right? That is just, maybe just didn't reload it properly or something. I don't know why it's so slow. There's basically nothing happening on my PC. Well, I mean, there's a lot happening, but all the disks are 0.0000, like 1%. GPU is 15% and CPU is 25%, memory is 53%, so still it's taking forever, I don't know why. I mean, there are a lot of animations, that's true, but after changing the root bone to be skeleton, it seems that the torso was properly following the rest of the pieces. And so the animation looked right? So if the animation looked right, I'm kind of positive that they should be working fine. The fact that it's showing wrong in the BP, I have to think about it. I mean, why? Right? Maybe because I didn't select anything here. I don't know. $94, $95. We are getting there. 97. Come on, push, push, push. You can do it. Hey, when I arrive to 100, I restart from 0. No. Okay. Let me just try to close the editor and open it again. Because what we were seeing was a bit strange, but considering all the animations are okay, right? But maybe because I didn't switch, I don't know, I have to think about it. Okay, still fucked up. He's still fucked up. I don't know if it's just a matter of scale or what. Maybe it's just a matter of scale. I don't understand what's going on here. What the fuck? Wow. That's kind of that's a nice position, bro, to meditate, huh? That is a nice position to meditate. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. You're meditating, huh? You're meditating upside down. Well. Yeah, the weird thing is that all the animations are working fine. So the animations are working fine, but the blueprint is like fucking up everything. Okay, let me continue 1 second with the instructions, because maybe there was something in the instructions, right? So go to the character BP and change the animation class to... Now, we don't really have a BP, but we can create it, right? So we can create a new blueprint character and call it Cran BP. And in our skeletal mesh we will add the torso, and in the animation blueprint we will add our ALS. Well, let's rename it, because otherwise we will never understand who is who. This one will be ALS Cran animation blueprint, okay? ALS crane animation blueprint. So ALS crane animation blueprint, okay. Yeah, you see that as soon as I select that, my character goes completely crazy. So it's like if the scale is completely fucked, right? Geometry goes GG, and all the vertices are fucked up. So it looks like, let me try to change the scale just for fun to 001 and see what happens. It's actually smaller, but the geometry is still completely fucked. It's kind of strange, though. I mean, how that can happen, actually. I mean, if it's not a weighting problem, right? So how that can actually happen? Because then it's saying fix the leg IK, open the new ALS and MVP, foot IK and IM layer, select the two bones IK nodes and move the joint target location to be in front of the leg. I remember that. But it's not visible here. Let me do something quick just to understand what let me just skip this completely. So it's not something related to the foot IK or to anything else that relates to that. So the animations are correct. Can we just be sure that is true for? Yeah, it is. I remember that this position, which was actually a bit, you know, down, we fixed it by actually changing the skeleton and moving the shoulders back a bit because it was really too much, you know, too much leaning to the front, right? And this shoulder were moving too much, but this is just how the animation is, okay? So it's just an animation problem, but it seems to me that the animation looks actually very good. So I don't understand why. Now, if I put the animation man in, right, you can see that there is a different translation between, so he's horizontal while our animation, so it seems that there is a like a 90-degree, right, and we get everything mangled in our character, right? So I'm thinking, what the hell can this be? Is it something inside the ALS an MVP that fucked up? Because this locomotion So basically, I don't understand what is happening, right? I really don't understand why we get such a result only on the blueprint. So the fact that it's on the blueprint, is it because we don't have the curves defined in our character? Because there is one step right after this. Meanwhile, let me just save this page. There is one step after this which is saying, you know, to open this stuff. In theory, the sequence that I did is correct, I think. Let me see one thing a second. In our main project, yeah, let's open the main project, because I want to see in our main project, since we did this already, if the skeleton is actually using the same retargeting options or is using different retargeting. I think it's using very different ones now that I think about it. And I want to see that because I think it's pretty much everywhere is skeleton. And I think that was one of the things that messed me up at the beginning. So if I take my crank character, this is our main project, right? This is our main project. If I take the torso and I check the skeleton, right? Can I? It's there. And I check the skeleton and I check the retargeting options, right? Yeah, you see this? It's completely different. And I remember that this caused a lot of trouble back in the days. So I would like to put it exactly as it is in our main project. So animation scaled, animation scaled, animation scaled, animation scaled. Animation scaled, animation scaled. Can I select them all or no? And then the pelvis is also animation scaled. And everything else is skeleton. Fuck. It's not possible to do it. Why the lower arm here is not, probably because it doesn't exist in this animation. It's a bit strange, huh? That this is grayed out. Grayed out means that it's actually not currently used by the, but okay. So everything else is skeleton, as you can see. I mean, we can do. Let me give me a. Let's do the main pieces and see if it improves. And if it doesn't, we think to something else. But let me do the neck, the head. I mean, the main pieces, the type, and then we will do everything else. Okay. So if I save it like this. Do I need to retarget or do I need or not? I may need to I may need to, well, if I have to retarget, then it's better if we set them all to skeleton. I mean, it's gonna take a bit, but I can do it. I don't know if there is an easy way to select them all, right, and say for all skeleton, but you see, it's not doing it. There must be a smarter way, but I don't know. So we may so the still all the animations were correct, which is what is making me wonder, you know, how it is possible that all the animations are correct, but only the animation blueprint is wrong. The animation blueprint, what it's doing is applying, you know, states like walking, running, and things like that, right? But the basic form of the character should be as it is, right? Okay, can I secondary motion, can I retarget only one thing, or like this, for example? Should I delete everything? I think it's probably a better idea, you know, because now, yeah, I think let me delete all of, what is this editor, by the way? Editor. Ah, it's an animation blueprint, actually. But it fucks up completely. So I need to select that. You know what? I think I'm gonna delete them all, and I'm going to, because I think that this is causing more. I know that, yeah, we have to redo it. I can retarget only one. Yeah, but one animation sequence, I think it just works, right? Because we have seen it. It works. The problem is the animation blueprint. I don't know if he's messing up with the curves or what is going on. That is so weird. Now what we are doing is to retarget and save new assets, right? Because we want those to be permanent, right? But as we have seen, there are other techniques that actually you can retarget on the fly in the animation blueprint, right? Which is pretty cool. So if I retarget only this one, for example, right? Can I? Why is asking me again the whole list, right? I don't understand this too much. Is it exporting only? No, in this case he exported only that one. So in here it seems to be fine. Here it seems to be fine. Which is what I don't get, right? So is the animation blueprint that fucks up. I selected only ALS and not the full list, only the animation blueprint and not the full list, right? Maybe we get a smaller list, even if I think that the majority of the animation are all linked to the... yeah, it's going a bit faster though, so probably... Remapping curves, that's kind of scary. But now seems to be better, eh? So I think it was the skeleton thingy. I think it was this, guys. Because now here it seems to be correct. Well, let me... oh, fuck, I compiled everything GG'd out. No, it was correct before the recompile. Why? Fuck. It was looking okay. Then I clicked on compile and it fucked up everything again. How it is possible? Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. That is very strange. He was actually looking fine. I mean, is the scale fine? Because I think maybe it's a scale problem, but I imported the model exactly like we do it. How much is the size? 2 meters. Yeah, it's correct. 2 meters by 2 meters by 30 centimeters. Well, 2 meters, I don't know, probably because it's the skeleton, huh? Yeah. But the skeleton looks good, and all the animation assets look good. It's only the ALS blueprint. Which is fucked up. Can I disconnect some stuff and see what is the problem? Well, we have the IK thingy, right? They are usually the ones that are generating some... but... where is that? So if I completely skip this, right? Doesn't make it any different. if I skip the ragdoll, doesn't make it any different. If I remove the overlay, if I remove the overlay, it kind of makes a difference, but still, my character is completely warped. It's completely warped. Like if all the bones, you see the bones, it's like if all the bones are completely fucked, right? But in a big way, not in a small way, right? So it looks like my character is like complete as the bones that are completely in the wrong rotation, right? Completely in the wrong rotation. So at the moment I'm basically using only the base layer, right, as an output. I mean, in theory I could even do this, right? I could even skip everything and just, you know, go and pose with my base layer. Oh, something happened. Ah! Interesting. This is very interesting because it means that, okay, it means there is definitely something in between, right? That made things crazy. Okay, let me do this then. Okay, this is already fucking up completely. This is already fucking up completely. So it seems to be something inside the overlay. Well, actually in the overlay we have the actual animations, right? So, I mean, it's because here the character is completely static, right? As you can see. The character is completely static. So, in the overlay layer we have right, our default layer maybe are the curves that are fucked. ALS stance variation normal, two-way blend, blend multi-pose, in air poses, two-way blend, secondary motion. Because I'm pretty sure that if I remove the, let me try to remove this a second. Well, if I do this, yeah, but this is a good test actually. This is a good test. Why is not... Why is not moving? That's a bit strange, huh? I was expecting him to move. Now that I have, because now I have my, you know, my overlay layer put in, and my overlay layer is the animation, right? Is this animation? So why? And this is the default one, right? Default one goes through this. Okay, let me try to do apply additive. No, let me do base. Sorry, let me do base. Yeah, base. Base is not doing anything anyway. That's kind of strange though. Why? Secondary motion. This secondary motion is basically the idle, right? Hello, Video Nomad. Oh god, what is this Eldritch Horror? Yeah, it seems that there is something fucked up when we apply the animation inside the animation blueprint through standard ALS. I mean, I'm trying to upgrade our ALS to the latest version. And so I'm trying to go through the same step that I did 4 years ago when we first introduced it. And I'm having a bit of trouble, but I'm trying. Stance variation normal. Okay, this is basically saying if you are standing up or if you are crouched, right? So this is just a crouch, non-crouched kind of variation. So this is saying if you are in one or the other, right? And this is saying, and this is actually the same. Right, so there is some weird stuff happening here that is basically blending these two based on the guide, but we can probably avoid that. Let me try to avoid that a second. So let me try to skip this curve, because I remember that I had trouble with the curves, right? So the curves were Oi, oi, oi. No, it crashed. Fuck. Okay. Unfortunately, it crashed. She's not nice. Because we didn't save. Well, I mean, yeah, we are. Yeah, it's okay. We're not that much back in time, but yeah, it crashed. The fact that it crashed is kind of weird. But yeah, I didn't resave all the animation that we migrated, right? So there's probably a bunch of stuff that is missing now, including the BP and yeah. Yeah. Let me just check if the skeleton is already with a new targeting option, please. Yes, it is. Okay, I don't have to redo all of this. I don't have to redo all of that. Thank you. Okay, so now let me just redo it all because we didn't save it. And anyway, it looks like, I mean, to me, it looks like the animations anyway are okay. So, I mean, if the animation asset is fine, it means that the... Oh, wow, it was super fast this time. Why it took like a second now, while it took like 2 hours before? Okay, well, that's fantastic. I don't know what happened, but he created all these files in a second. Fantastic. Yeah, but our animation is completely fucked, like we saw already. So maybe let's save all just to be sure that now we have that stuff stored. And let me reopen this monster. this little monster and see if we can somehow. So what we did this. We did, okay, let's blend the layer with the other layer. So we skip everything here, right? Which, by the way, is not causing anything. But this is not the problem. The problem is inside the animation blending. But if we do this, what? Something strange happened. Okay, if we do this, my character becomes even more funny. Right? It's even more funny. It's super weird, right? And it's super weird. But here we are not doing much, so we are just taking the base layer. Now, if we remove the overlay, we see that he is actually fixed, right? But it doesn't move, right? It doesn't move. So it means that is the animation overlay that when it's added is fucking up things, right? So it's this thing. And this thing doesn't have much apart from this, which is the default, right? Which is the one that we were trying to check. And you can see here what it's doing, right? So what is the path that is actually following? So it's taking the stance variation, is mixing it with this one. So the first thing I want to do this. So I want to skip this blending, right? And see now what it does. You see that for a second it actually appears correct, and then it fucks up again. So it means that it's not this curve. So the ALS stance variation. This one is this one, right? Can I take that and just push it directly into my output or not? Can I do this, or is a blasphemy? Okay, so this is basically the pose. The pose without animation, right? Okay, now let's try to add it to the secondary motion, right? Yeah, it fucks up already. Ha! Okay, so this is basically the minimum of the minimum of the minimum. So we are basically doing nothing, right? So we are taking a pose and we are mixing it with the animation. So it seems that this animation is fucked. Ah, because probably this animation is pointing to the other character animation. Yes! Yes! I think it is. Okay, wait. Now, please cross your fingers very strongly and pray for me, okay? When I click on compile. 3, 2, 1. Fuck. That was too easy. Strange though. I was like 100% sure. Because this was the non-retargeted animation, right? This was the non-retargeted animation. Or was it? Ah, no, it was. Fuck. It was. So in reality, sorry, what is the difference between this and this? There is a sequence player, sync group, secondary motion, and there is sequence player without sync group, whatever. How do you decide that? Secondary motion can be leader. Wait a second. Sequence. Yeah, it was already the good one. It was already the good one. Okay. So basically what it means that as soon as we merge the stance right? As soon as we merge the stance with the animation, things go crazy. Right? As soon as we do the blend, we are doing a simple. So we have a stance that is working fine, which is this one. Okay. That it looks okay, right? I mean, it flashes because it's moving between one and the other very, very quick, but it is okay. So the position is fine, all the bones seems to be fine, the character is fine. And we are trying to blend it, right? Applying additive on this one, which is ALS secondary motion, which is this, which also moves okay. And everything looks fine and great. So the question is, why the hell is not working? So let's see what options we have here, right? So we have, what we have? Group name, secondary motion, okay. Group role, can be leader. No idea what this means. Always leader, let me recompile. The same. Method sync group or do not sync. Okay, let's try do not sync and see what happens. No change. Initial update, none. Become relevant, none. On update, none. Sequence, secondary motion, which is actually the one that is pointing to our remapped animations, and it seems to be correct. Play rate base is 1, 1, 1. Start position. Loop animation, yes or no. You can decide if you want to loop it or play it once. Like so. Yeah. There is a tag, there is a binding. What is this binding? Default animation graph node binding. Can we remove it? And if it makes any difference? It doesn't make any difference. We don't have, basically, we don't have any other options. We don't have any other options, which is incredible, but that's it. So we are mixing, we are applying additive, right? This with that, and it's fucking up everything. If I do this, what happens? If I do this, the character doesn't move. Apply additive animation to the normal pose. But why I cannot just play an animation? I mean, animation is not a good thing to search here. I mean, why this doesn't work? I mean, why this secondary motion is actually not getting blended with anything or whatever? Why? Why only when it goes through an additive to something else? Can I add myself to myself? Sorry, I'm getting a bit silly here, but I'm just trying to get any idea of what is going on. Why is not moving? So if you don't have a base stance, it doesn't work. What does it mean? Why? This stance is nothing else than another animation. This thing is just another... This is just another animation asset, animation sequence, right? This is just another animation sequence, so... It makes no difference. So this thing is... Well, this is a sequence evaluator, though. What is a sequence evaluator? Sorry, I don't have a lot of knowledge of this animation blueprint part, so I'm a bit in the dark at the moment. Sequence evaluator by time. Sequence evaluator. Sequence evaluator, by time, explicit time, and then you give it a sequence. Okay. Can I do it with this sequence, with my secondary motion? Sequence, secondary motion. Yes, this one. Can I do this? Right, why it doesn't move? I don't understand why it doesn't move. Apply additive animation to normal pose. Apply additive. Is there just an apply without additive? No, there is not. So the only thing I can do is this, and if I do this, then we get the problem, right? No, we don't. What do you mean? What? Huh? Because it's not a base pose? I don't understand. What is the difference between this node and this node that I just created, right? What's the deal here? And now it's fucked. As soon as I put in my, but it's not animating. It's not animating. It's not animating. Because this is at the given time, probably. Yeah, because this evaluates the specified animation at a single specified frame. Ah, okay. So this is basically a pose. Yeah, this is a pose. And then it's adding additive with 0.75, right, to this pose, one animation. So it's not moving because I don't have an animation, right? Here I have an animation. So if I add additive this, then it will animate. Ah, okay, now I understand. Why, if I do alpha 1, what happens? Yeah. But what is a bit weird to me is that okay, let me back up all of this. Let's go at the beginning of this, right? Base layer. So this is where everything starts, right? And this is my output pose. So this is what I'm actually animating, right? This is what I'm actually animating. So if I just want to play an animation, the output pose, right? How do I do that? I think there is just a node or whatever.
In order to have a character that can walk around like...
I like the character. Look at that character. It's pretty cool. What is it? It's a small demon. Very nice. Exactly. Why this doesn't work in my graph? Right? Because this was exactly what I was trying to do, right? Sequence player. Ah, no, because it's probably different. Wait a second. There was not a sequence player. There was a sequence. No, it was a sequence player. Okay. Okay, let's go back to Base layer. Okay, so we are going to skip all of this, right? We do sequence player. We want to play our secondary motion, right? In a loop. Please do it. Right? Okay, nice. It actually does it. It actually does it. You know? Exactly. So what is the problem? So what is the problem? Is the blending that fucks up? So is both of them then that is fucking up? Because you know, just this works. Just this works, right? So basically that means that this will work. So it was 0.75, right? It was 0.75, secondary motion. This is the base, right? This is the additive, and this is my shit. Ah! What is apply additive? Is this apply additive using any weird stuff? Animation pose attribute curve. Maybe we have a freaking curve somewhere that I cannot see, but it's there. That is fucking up things. Because you saw what happened, right? You saw what happened. This is just working. As soon as we apply, what happens if I do this? It's this thing. But this thing doesn't have shit. Binding? Maybe it's the binding? No, it's not the binding. I mean, I don't understand. It's so weird. So this is basically applying something additive, right? This is applying something additive. Why, as soon as I put it as the second element, everything goes to shit? Huh? Bro, look at this. What the fuck? I mean, what? Because the base is 0, so maybe he cannot evaluate it, and he has division by 0 or something. So like, since the base doesn't exist, it's fucking up. I don't know. That is so strange. Even if I have the same sequence, right, that works by itself, and I just because it's the additive, so he's adding one on top of the other, so maybe he's adding also scale. I think it's just a problem of scale, guys. I'm pretty sure we have a problem of scale here, because this additive is the keyword here. I think what is happening is that for whatever reason, he's trying to animate one multiplied by the other or whatever. But it's strange because if I put it as base, it works, right? But if I put it as additive, and my base is in theory 0, right? It fucks up, right? It's just kind of weird. I don't get this thing. Why apply additive? Apply additive warps my bones. Apply additive node changes bone scale. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what is happening to me. In my project, any usage of apply additive node accumulates scale of based and add positive poses. There is an example from cycle state and locomotion as blind space linear applied on top of the full body layer. In Lyra works perfectly, but not in my case. I went to the source code and found the following code. How scale is calculated when additive pose is applied. Here source admin transform bone and additive pose. Indeed, after calculations, bone at a scale of 1.2. Yeah, exactly. I think that node is fucked. Ends accumulating scale seems to be the intended behavior and perhaps some post-processing and checkboard used to get adequate instead of Shrek. But I'm struggling to find what exactly. Oh wow, that is fantastic though. I really like it. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Hello, Javi Sarten. I played this game back in 2008. It is still up. Yeah, it is. Well, let's say that it's reborn. But it's reborn in a new engine. But if you are asking if the game was ever down, no, it's never been down. The server's always been up, except for a few days here and there, but very, very few. So welcome back. Welcome back. Your character should still be in the database. If you connect, you may see your character there. Okay, let's see what this guy is answering. Thanks, that was already correct. However, my mistake was very close to that place. For anyone else interested, yes, I'm really interested. In order to apply the animation additively, Unreal needs to know the difference that should be applied. In my case, leaning animation didn't have base pose animation set. And thus they were compared to 0, and then the difference was applied to the base pose animation BP. Oh my god. In my case, the solution was to lean center animation to set. Lean center animation as a base pose animation for lean center, lean left, lean right. Thus, if the lean center animation is applied, the TV applies 0 difference. Lean left apply only different with lean center, which is, let's say, -5 by X. But anyway, the applied scale will be 0 because lean center and left are the same scale. Okay, I think I directionally understood what he's saying. I think I roughly understood what he's saying, but I don't understand what it means to set the base pose animation. Set lean center animation as the base pose animation. I mean, base pose animation, you mean this, right? Yeah, is meaning this. So what he's saying is that these two animations have different reference scale, and so when you do additive is multiplying. That is nice. Is the new engine ready to play out? Yes, it is. You can go to our website, which is planeshift.it, like it was 20 years ago. And you can click on download now. And you can download it for Windows, for Linux, and for Mac. And then you need to remember your password, though. I guess that will be the hardest part. So I guess the question, okay, so now that we learned this, right? I guess now the question is why our base stance animation, which has been anyway ported, because it is already pointing to the new one, right? Has a different scale compared to our secondary motion, which is actually, right? But, I mean, following this reasoning, right? If I apply the same, this is something that I tried, right? If I apply the same here and here, in theory it should not bug out, but actually it bugs out because I did that test, right? I did that test. So then the theory of this guy is not completely correct. What is this screenshot exactly? Additive settings. Additive settings. Additive animation type. Local space. Where is getting this window from? Because I don't have this window here. Additive settings. Additive animation type, local space, base pose type, select animation frame. I think it's speaking about something else. No, it's speaking exactly about the same guy. How do I... Do we have other properties that I'm not seeing, or... Animation preview editor. Additive. I mean, it looks like he has a different window. I don't understand what is that. Your animation, wait. In your animation clip, change to an additive animation type. Is here. Is in the anime. Wait. Is in the animation? Okay. So he's saying that here. Here it is. Additive settings, additive animation type, no additive. Or you can have local space or mesh space. Okay, let's see both animations, how they are made, right? So we have that and we have this. They are both set as no additive, both of them. What this guy is saying, in your animation clip, change to an additive animation type local space. I mean, we can do it, but it's kind of weird that we don't have it in the old system. I can check if we have it in the... So I'm wondering why. Okay, let's try to do local space, right? And well, now It's not even working. Now it's completely GG. Let's do it on both. Let's do it on both. Local space skeleton reference or what? Local space skeleton reference. Stance variation. Stance variation. There are so many. Stance variation normal. Local space, okay. Stance variation normal local space. Okay, now they are both set to local space, right? But now something very weird happens, that our animation is not even visible anymore. I think it's a problem of scale anyway. I'm pretty sure it's a problem of scale. I'm like 100% sure, because I've seen this already. It's a problem of scale, but why? Okay, there are two settings. There is local space and mesh space. Right? Mesh space sounds a bit weird, but let's try anyway. Mesh space. Let me reload this guy, because sometimes, as I told you, Unreal Engine is a bit funny. What the fuck? So it's like if it became like super small, right? I mean, so small that we cannot even see it. Right? It's like it became so small that it's not visible. And now, you know, both of them are not working anymore, right? So if I use that local space, it's fucking up everything in a really bad way. If I use no additive, if I use no additive, then my character is correct, but I cannot use apply additive anymore, right? I think there is a scale exported, but you know what? I mean, is there a way to know the scale of the skeleton? I mean, if there is a scale applied to the root bone during X, I mean, I can look in Blender, obviously, but the idea was, do I have a way to see the scale? Yes, it is 0, 0, 0. Okay, the only thing that we know is that there is a rotation, right, going on. Is a rotation of 90 degrees on the X. While if I take the 90 degrees on the X, if I do 0, where does this guy go? Yeah, it goes down, you see? So there is no rotation, it is with the rotation. So our root bone is actually rotated 90 degrees in that axis, right? Is the new engine already out? Yeah. Thanks, I'm gonna give it a try. Okay, give it a try. Yeah, the game is definitely bigger. He has way more stuff, you know, way more bugs. Way more bugs. But yeah. Okay, so this never happened to us before. So it seems to be something specific of the new Unreal because seems to be something of the new Unreal because this apply. I don't know if there is another way to do I mean, not using apply additive, but using something else. But alpha scale bias. But alpha scale bias means from 0 to 1, right? Otherwise you can say from 0 to 5 and then, yeah, exactly. No, that is not the scale we are speaking about. That is not the scale we are speaking about. Scale 1, bias 0, map range, clamp result. If we clamp result, what happens? Huh. If we clamp the results, actually is not bugging out. So yeah, it really means that the scale of some bones, right? Look at that. What the fuck is doing? What the hell is this guy doing, huh? But still it looks to me that because I don't know, I'm looking also how it moves, right? How it moves is so strange, right? Okay, let me do a check. Let me do a check because I think that the problem is that our skeleton is a shared skeleton, right? And so I need the scale. I need the scale to actually tell Unreal Engine that my character is a different size. So here we are in Blender. And I want to see if my items have any sort of scale. No, so the items per se, they have scale 1, right? So all this is scale 1. So the meshes are not scaled, but the armature may have been scaled. No, it's also scale 1. That is so weird then. The armature is also scale 1. So you mean that the bones are scaled? But the bones, do bones actually have scale? The bone have a location, a radius. I mean a head and a tail. Yeah, exactly. I don't think per se they have a scale. So the armature may have a scale, but a single bone, I don't think it may have a scale. So what the hell is going on, pretty much? Anyway, I finished my time. Unfortunately, it's midnight, so and tomorrow is a normal working day, so I really need to go. But I think we made some progress anyway, right? So we understood. I mean, we made all the steps. We remapped the animations. The animations are okay, at least separately from each other, right? So if I look at this, right? My character is properly moving, right? So it means that the retargeting actually worked. I don't know if we have a walk animation that we can look at, but without... yeah, you see? Yeah, it's working perfectly. So here we are looking only at the animation asset, right? So it's one single animation. And the one single animation actually doesn't have any problem. It works as expected. But then, when we put it in the animation blueprint, and now we reduced it to the minimum, and this apply additive is used, right? We get a weird scale factor into it that is there an apply without scale or something? Apply additive, apply mesh, space additive. Okay. I don't know what this is, but it looks promising. Well, I mean, the hands are a bit fucked. It's very strange, though. So it's like if the are the IK of the hands fucked, or but I'm not using any IK here, right? So that is straight animation to output, right? So it's kind of a straight line. If I do it like this, it's not working, right? It's kind of strange though, because we have seen. But I have to go, guys. I have to go. It's too late. It's really too late. It's really too late. Yeah, because exactly. So the connection is just between the play and the output animation pose. I mean, that's it. I mean, there's nothing else, right? So it's a sequence player, certain animation to output animation pose, right? So it's not. Is there an output animation pose instead of output pose, or what? Output. No. I think that is the default of the graph, so I cannot recreate another one, right? I don't think I can copy paste this. Well, maybe I can. No, I cannot. Yes, so there is a default node. I cannot change it. But it is already weird, right? Because if I take this guy, he's already kind of broken. Well, I don't know. It's kind of broken inside of this. I mean, it's becoming super small. Is it because I have to reopen it, or? Yeah, but I need to go. I need to go. I don't know why this happens, right? If I do this direct, my character is all fucked. And if I put my anime man, is exactly the same. It's also very, very strange. If I use the anime man of if I use this, it's the same. So it seems that player to output post directly is not doing it. It's not doing it for whatever reason. I don't know exactly why. This bothers me so much. Sequence player, sequence evaluator, random sequence player. Sequence player. What is the difference between... wait a second. Why this is different than this? Because this is sequence player additive. Wait a second. 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 Wait. Wait. Also, this is additive. Why now it became additive? So why? Don't understand. Sequence player additive. Sequence player. So why when I add this animation, it automatically becomes additive? Because this animation is additive, and so he understands that it's somehow additive. So if I say no additive, it becomes the other color. Okay. If I say no additive, it becomes the other color. So yeah, the problem is the additive, guys. That's the issue we have at the moment. Is that this shit is adding cram torso. Why? Why it becomes additive? Why? If I removed it. What? Look at what I'm doing. I'm selecting my secondary, right? I'm selecting my secondary here, and it's this color, right? It's brown color, which is not additive, right? Is not additive. Then I put it here. And now it works. But if I have this one, what is the difference between these two? They are identical. All the options on the right side are identical. Why this one is flagged as additive and this one is not flagged as additive? I don't get it. What is it? The first time you put it inside of this, it transforms it? Okay, that could be. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because now it's brown, right? Let me remove the clamp. 0.75. Yeah, but now we have the additive given by this node, right? Which fucks up things, yes. Because we have the additive here, but this additive, this non-additive actually works, right? But I don't know why sometimes, right, these things are changing between additive and not additive kind of randomly. Like why this one became green. So I don't get it. right? Now it's brown, right? Now it's not. But yeah, anyway, we have a problem with the additive. I think the scale is added up exactly like this guy is saying, and I don't know if there is a way to fix it, but it seems that this node now, maybe in the old code it was not doing it, but it's kind of weird because we are using ALS, you know, exactly the same. I mean, we could check if in our, but I don't have the time left. Good night, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time. I will be here. We will continue with this very fun exercise of fixing this. Your only hope that I fix it before I'm coming to the stream, but let's see. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye.